Hello and welcome to the Side1 YouTube channel. My name is Ray, and in this video, part 16 of the MyRobotLab services series, we're going to look at the MQTT service. MQTT stands for Message Queuing Telemetry Transport, and it's good for Internet of Things type messaging where we've got space constraints, or like memory bandwidth constraints, limited network bandwidth. It's designed primarily for Internet of Things. It's a publish subscribe based system, so we can publish data from sensors like temperature sensors or humidity sensors, and we can subscribe to the gateways, the brokers, for that data. So let's start by starting up the service. So in MyRobotLab, we're going to go to the runtime service. In here, we're going to type in MQTT as our service name, and the service is the MQTT. You'll note that there is both the MQTT and the MQTT broker. In this video, I'm just going to cover the MQTT service. I've already started the broker on this machine, and we'll start the service. Okay, so when we go to the MQTT service, we get the clean session, auto subscribe, and auto reconnect switches. At this point in time, they're to do with reconnecting if you lose your connectivity shortly for a short time, and reconnecting when we're using this for other purposes. Now, in this case, I'm connecting to a broker. So the MQTT, this is the broker URL, and I'm using the one on the local machine, so it's localhost, and the port for that is 1883. The username I'm using is Cyber1, and my password. Now this client ID, we'll take it from up here. So if you've actually configured your machine to have a fixed name, which I haven't done on this one, it will be that name there, and it will use it here as well. So we can connect to it, and it will list all of the subscriptions. Now, one of the things the MQTT service on MyRobotLab does is subscribe to the MRL on connect topic, MRL gateway, gruesome transformers RX topic, and MRL on disconnect topic. These are specific to MyRobotLab and not standard within most MQTT clients. We can actually run up a program called Node-RED, which is it's sort of like a home automation software, and it will connect to a broker, and we can actually subscribe to any topics that we design or decide, and we can actually access those as well. We will actually subscribe to a topic. So the topic I want to subscribe to down here is going to be MQTT demo. So you'll see that's already appeared here. And so if I send a message at the moment, down the bottom down here is where all of our messages and payloads turn up. If I put in MQTT demo, and this is and publish that, it will appear down here. So it publishes it with the date, the time, the topic, and the payload. Now, in the case of the topic, we can actually search on those topics quite easily. We can use wildcards to subscribe to everything from MRL as an example. So we can type MRL/star and basically subscribe to everything from MRL. Any devices we have that connect to a publisher, such as a light fitting, like an Internet of Things light switch, might be able to connect to an MQTT broker, and we can configure it to use ours, or we can configure MQTT Service to use another broker and publish and subscribe to that. So we can actually see from a temperature sensor, for example. And if I go to the MyRobotLab webpage, actually let's go back one level. So in MyRobotLab's homepage, if we go to the menu, go to documentation, scroll down to find service matrix, and we can scroll down to get to MQTT. Which is right here. And you can see here all of the documentation. It is an Internet of Things service, and it does stand for Message Queuing Telemetry Transport. So there are applications or clients that you can get for your mobile phones, as you've just seen in that documentation, and we can send messages through. So the plan is for MyRobotLab to automatically connect to other instances of MyRobotLab. So if you have an instance of MyRobotLab running on your Windows PC, like I have here, you can connect it to a MQTT broker, and then you can have a version of MyRobotLab running on a Raspberry Pi, in a robot dog or a robot little cart that's running around, and have it connect to the same MQTT broker, and it will share the services between the two MyRobotLabs. So you can actually access the servos, the sensors on the smaller robot running the Raspberry Pi, do a lot of your maths, planning and mapping on the bigger computer where it has more power, and send the commands back to the smaller one to execute them, whether that be just move a server. So there is quite a bit of information in here. You can see MyRobotLab is in here. MyRobotLab was going to use the MQTT broker as a gateway, but I think they're moving away from that now in favor of just using a generic broker and having MQTT handle all of the sharing of resources. Right, so that'll do for this video anyway. For more information, do check back on the documentation on the MyRobotLab website. The version of MyRobotLab I'm running here today is 1.1.1197, which was released last night. If you like these videos, don't forget to click on like, subscribe, ring that notification bell. It's a form of support that helps the channel a great deal and costs you absolutely nothing. If you'd like to help the channel further, I do have a Patreon account, and you can join my VIP patrons, Go Lucky and Lorenz Berger, and my builder patrons Elm Rolls 45 and White Wolf, in helping to support the channel. If you've got any other questions, either leave a comment below or drop into Discord. There will be links to both my Discord and also the MyRobotLab Discord. And people are always helpful in those Discords. So drop in, ask any questions you have, and we'll try and answer them as best we can. And we'll see you in the next video.